All right. So I'm about to do a quick video, reviewing and giving y'all a reaction to my recent experience with the Volunteer Lawyers Network. I talked to them today about, I think I called them at 11:40. So I spent quite a considerable time waiting to speak to a lawyer. This is not the first time I've called them about this particular case. I called them initially and they told me that they were unwilling to help me unless I contacted SMERLS, Southern Minnesota Regional Legal Services at the time. I believe that's what they're called, or what their acronym stands for, or whatever. Called them, I asked them for help, and I told them what was going on, and this is what they sent me. Southern Minnesota, the unhelpful law offices, they told me despite the fact that I qualify, here we go, despite the fact that I qualify for legal aid, like I'm underneath the poverty line, a considerable amount, I'm not able to afford a private attorney, okay? So I don't have the means to get a private attorney. So if there's no private attorneys, I have to deal with the local attorney's office that deals with low income individuals such as myself. There's only two that I were able to find: the Southern Minnesota Legal Services, SMERLS, and the Volunteer Lawyer Network. I contact the Volunteer Network first. They told me contact SMERLS. I contact SMERLS. They say this: due to our limited funding, we cannot provide full representation on every case. You can try to contact Volunteer Lawyer Network. See what I'm saying? So, one washes his hands of me and then they send me to someone else that washes it. So what do I do when both of the only places that deal with low income, I contact both of them in the state of Minnesota, and both of them are denying me? Neither one of them really, in my opinion, give legitimate reasons of denial. Because these people aren't like, if they're unable to take on people's cases because of their resources, then why is their phone working? Why ain't that in the memo when you first call? Hey, due to our limited funding or whatever, we're not taking on cases at the time. Bye. Call it. Leave a message, and we'll call you back if we feel like it, or if funding is available. Is they ain't saying, hey, let's say if a lawyer is available, we'll your number 27 or 50 or whatever the hell, we're gonna get to your case if possible. We're gonna put you down on the list. Things of that nature. None of that's ever expressed or shared or even attempted by SMERLS or the Volunteer Network. I've been told this before by the Volunteer Network. I remember very vividly. I was told this exact same thing. Due to their limited funding, they cannot help me. Okay, which is a broad way of, I feel like, just flat out discriminating on you, because it's like, when do y'all decide that y'all have funding? When do y'all decide that y'all able to help? When do y'all get to decide that y'all able to do something? When do y'all decide that y'all not able to do something? It says if you're unhappy, you can contact the grievances. I try to contact those grievances, and I submitted my grievance, if that's what you would call it. It was really not really a grievance process. No one's contacted me back. It's been over a week at this point since I had that very unpleasant situation. See, this was August 8th, so it's coming up on a week. So yeah, I asked them, and I'm very unhappy with this determination. Like I said, I called Volunteer Network just like I was instructed to. I called the legal aid. I spent about 40 minutes on the phone. I was talking to someone from intake, explaining to them, my situation, telling them what was going on. They said that they were looking into the looking into my cause I was told pretty much I gotta do all this stuff on my own. So I initiated a lockout petition because I was illegally locked out, and you know and I've been through this many times. So this is why I don't want to go to court by myself, because despite the fact that I'm right, despite the fact that I got evidence, I have still been mistreated and railroaded in the courts, despite the fact that I was right. I had everything right. I recorded. I had everything. I have evidence. I have everything to prove what I went through was wrong, and that I am not the aggressor or anything like that. But I am the victim, the perpetual victim of the state of Minnesota and their conspirators when it comes to plotting and moving and violating me for anything, especially with housing. So these people are actively keeping me away from housing. And I feel like they're doing this in order to drive me crazy or put me in such a desperate situation where I have to commit crimes in order to try to stay alive. They want me to go to prison. That's what I feel. I feel like the state of Minnesota is trying to ruin my life so bad that I end up in prison. And, I am running out of options as far as seeking help. Like, who else do I seek help from? They didn't say, hey, we couldn't help you. So, these people can help you. Volunteer lawyers didn't do that today. Volunteer Lawyer Network didn't give a fuck. This is what they did. While explaining the details, the Volunteer Lawyer Network intake person tells me, oh, there's a conflict. And because of some conflict that they have with me that I'm unaware of, I don't know what conflict they could possibly have with me, especially pertaining to this case, okay? Which hasn't even been established or really, done yet, because I don't have court until the 15th. Hasn't been no back and forth with me and this particular landlord. There is no case that I can think of that is a conflict. The Volunteer Lawyer Network handles illegal and unlawful evictions. That's a part of their criteria in their website. So how do they not, how is there a conflict with my case? How? They refuse to answer that question. And then when they refuse to answer that question, the intake person who told me that, I asked to speak to the supervisor. They refused to allow me to speak to the supervisor, and then just flat out hung up on me. Okay? So, I was denied multiple times by the Volunteer Lawyer Network. Every time I've called, I probably called them, I don't know, maybe more than 10, 15, 20 times, maybe, something like that. Some ridiculous amount of times. And every time, no matter what case I had, I've been illegally evicted in Minnesota more times than I could count. I was locked out of a place that I had in West St. Paul, South St. Paul. Now, I believe, the east side? The east side of St. Paul now. I've been evicted unlawfully and illegally without going to trial, without being officially evicted from anywhere. Okay? Never been evicted. However, I've been unlawfully evicted multiple times throughout my life. And every time I've sought a lawyer, and every time I've been denied a lawyer. Every single time. And it's always the same. We can't help you. We don't have the resources. No matter what year it is, no matter what time period it is. But let's go over to let's just check out what Google got to say, right? We're gonna take a look at Google's reactions and reviews, and let's just see, if we could spot a trend. Let's just see if we can spot a trend. So there goes my review today that I put down up on there, giving them a 1-star review. I would actually give them negative. I would give them no stars at all, because they've been the most worst out of everybody. They've been the worst law office I could think of to deal with. I would never want to deal with these people. If I had other options, I would take another option. I wouldn't even consider the volunteer lawyer network. They're such disgusting frauds and liars and perpetrators. Let's read off Rachel's encounter with them. She says, "What a joke." First off, they answered the phone with the attitude and continued to respond with annoyance. Second, there's absolutely nothing volunteer accessible with these people that came with attitudes. I hurried up. I hung up right away the moment she started to try and do the initial intake. Silly story. Actually, she knew my situation and mentioned another community-based organization, asking if I reached out to them. That sounds like just like what happened to me last week. I called into the Volunteer Lawyer Network and they told me to call Smurls. So I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened with this lady. She said they reached out to them, and even as clueless and lost as I am, instead of maybe kindly suggested I reached out to them first, she was more interested to continue the intake so that they could get money. Yikes. Okay, so that's 1 star review. So next 1 star review, 1 star review, 1 star review. All right, so Corey Shadapal and S.C. Wilson all had very negative, reactions or reviews to leave, and I ain't even gonna bother reading with that. Y'all can read it if y'all catch it. Let's see that, catch that, right? So, you know, all disappointments, all bad business deals. Felix Phoenix wrote, "Update to shout out my previous lawyer name and company for being awesome. My lawyer Corey Kabewich, whatever, has been very helpful. Blah 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 blah." It says here, "I highly recommend anyone with VLMN.org to anyone who has issues with wage theft claims over 5K from their employee." So y'all had the time to take a case for wage theft, but you're going to deny a high priority case like homeless and evictions. I think evictions are far higher priority than someone, working for a shitty job that they can always go get a better job and stop, allowing people to steal their wages. I think that's important, obviously, but I don't think it's as important as somebody facing eviction due to illegal or unlawful evictions. I just don't see how that is more prioritized than homeless people or people who are facing homelessness, which is a severe issue in the state of Minnesota. So Marie put on here, "If I could give 0 or negative stars, I called 2 weeks ago, couldn't get on the phone with someone for 90 minutes, had to file my response before I speak with an attorney. Talked to attorney today. She then said I have." She spoke to an attorney today. She then said I had to call again and ask for a free attorney after threatening me like I was an idiot and offering no advice. What the H did I call about last time? I am now number 7 on the same phone number I called 2 weeks ago to set up another appointment that will probably be after 10/2 date. This is why I need a free lawyer. I have to spend work hours begging for help. Her advice was to go face my abuser in court and try to protect my kids without an attorney, because apparently she only gives advice, she doesn't take cases, and asks for a continuance so I can find one. So I will just take my PTSD to court by myself, I guess. The court hasn't made him follow the degree of parenting time, so I'm sure it will turn out great. Dateline, here me and my kids go. So apparently this woman isn't able to get a lawyer. More than likely her husband or whoever probably has a paid attorney. Probably can afford an attorney. Okay? So whenever you don't have an attorney, you are very screwed. No matter how right you are. Look here, the attorneys, the lawyers, the judges. Without an attorney in there, you are screwed because you are not a part of the secret cult, society, club that they got going on in these courts. And they're all buddy and friendly with each other. And if you don't have one of those lawyers in there, liars, if you don't have one of those professional liars, despite no matter what you try to do or how, prepared you think you are, they will find a way to railroad you. And I've been on the receiving end of that multiple times. I studied my heart out. I spent years trying to get, ready for, court cases because I've been forced to defend myself in court since I can remember. I've only had one lawyer in my entire life that was provided to me. I think it was by Smurls earlier the year when I successfully sued my sister in a lockout petition after she unlawfully evicted me. So I had that, and I successfully sued her. It was proven in court that she unlawfully evicted me, and I was pending damages for that. However, my sister, in order to subvert that, she claimed that me and her had a domestic situation, which was not true. It's a complete lie. But I did not have a lawyer to back me up in that case. So she had a lawyer, and I believe the lawyer may even came from the Volunteer Network. I remember the Volunteer Network showed up for my sister. But my sister doesn't qualify for the Volunteer Lawyer Network. My sister is not under the poverty guidelines specific for the Volunteer Lawyers Network. I made that argument in court. I was like, how's the Volunteer Lawyer Network working for my sister? My sister damn near makes $100,000 a year. And I know this from her telling me how much she makes. Not only her, but my mom has a friend that did my sister taxes. So I have evidence to show that my sister, Nicole Heron, made nearly $100,000. So how could somebody who made nearly $100,000, also qualify for volunteer legal services? So when I got denied, my sister applied and then they approved her. So when they told me they couldn't help me because of all the resources problems that they were having, they turned around and granted approval for my sister in order to come against me, somebody who qualified for their program. Yeah, do y'all see the fuckery that I'm talking about? I qualify. She doesn't qualify. They deny me services. They grant her services. Okay? However, this is a completely different matter. So as far as I know, the Volunteer Lawyer Network isn't serving my sister. As far as I know right now, I'm not sure which lawyer she got from where, but let's just say the VLN is serving my sister in this bullshit eviction that she's trying to, pressure me into. That is not the same case as this. It's two different people. So I don't think that would be a conflict of interest representing me in a different case that has nothing to do with my sister. So I don't think that would be a conflict of any sort because these are not the same two parties. I'm coming to y'all with a whole different situation. So I don't know how y'all can hold against me forever if y'all brought a fraudulent case with a fraudulent client who committed fraud, more than likely, to get on the program with y'all. Because my sister's a habitual liar. And, I'm like, how is the old case between me and y'all, if that is, like, I'm not even sure if y'all was on that case. Maybe I was on the OFP case, but not the eviction case or something. I don't know, but it's not the same person. So how could y'all have a conflict of interest by being in my, corner for legal aid when y'all are only, there's only two organizations that could represent me because of my income limitations. All right. So let's keep on going. So we got ones and, very bad reviews. Here goes Sue Warlord that says this. We were in the blind and I didn't know what was going to do, what we were going to do. Our attorney Amber was amazing. She took immediate action and stopped the creditors in their tracks. I'm so thankful. So here we go. Here goes another good review for something that is not, some credit stuff, some creditor shit that has nothing to do with anything that I would consider a necessity, a big need, like a high priority case. You see what I'm saying? How are y'all gonna deny me, but my priorities are higher than hers? She got tax problems, so that means that she has money. She has money. She has money because she has tax problems, bro. I'm not calling y'all about fucking tax problems. I'm calling y'all about illegal evictions, which, in my opinion, should be higher prioritized than tax fucking bullshit. From somebody who has money. They might not have as much money as a lot of others, but they have way more money than me to be having fucking tax problems. Okay, let's keep on going. All right, so I want to read Stephanie's comment here. It says, in violation of civil rights law, they do not work with people with disabilities. I can confirm that because I'm disabled as well. Further, they repeatedly mentioned that I would need to negotiate fees with the lawyer they assigned. Once I informed them, due to the current disability status, I would need pro bono assistance on the matter. The reason I have been referred to them, they informed me that they would not work with me after the separate intake lawyer said that they would. This is Hennepin County Pro Bono Legal Service. It's a scam. I'm gonna have to like that, Stephanie, because I feel the same type of sentiment that they're very unprofessional. They're very biased and discriminative. Here goes Juan. Juan says they don't represent you in court. They only give you some legal advice. That's what they call it, a 5-minute phone call. You can find better information in the internet than whatever they can say to you. Avoid the hassle of intake form that you have to fill out. Waste of time. The lawyer network is useless. I'm going to have to agree with you on that. It's damn near 10 likes for that. 10 hearts. It's crazy. Imagine that, right? The slim access that we have to lawyers are held and gatekept by these evil, disgusting, pathetic people who are more helpful in tax stuff and helping people. All right, here we go. Here goes some more 10 out of 10 recommendations. So this person says, I was very lucky to qualify, and they relieved me from a lot of stress and anxiety that comes from all the hard work doing it alone. Now, I would love to know what type of case she had. Okay, helpful, kind, and supportive. Each lawyer is different and brings their own insight and experience. So she had multiple. Did Selena have multiple lawyers helping her? Because that seems like a misappropriation of legal services. How is she getting multiple lawyers helping her when y'all tell the rest of us that y'all can't help us due to the limitations of the services you're able to provide, but to certain lawyers you're able to give all this damn help. Certain clients you're able to give all this damn help to. beyond help. Uh, Look, Dana Miner put the Volunteer Lawyer Network provides excellent help to people who can't afford to pay for an attorney. That is cap. That is not true, because you can see the reviews, and there's a lot of people who can't get the Lawyers Network to help, despite the fact that they can't afford a lawyer. Smurls as well. Uh, bu- 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 Let's see if anybody else speaks up on the type of case that they have. All right, so Justine gave a 5-star saying helping me obtain custody of my son. So you're taking custody away from somebody and giving it to someone else. That's a high priority to them. See, to me, all that stuff are or I ain't gonna say they're not in a priority, but are they considered high priorities? I wouldn't necessarily consider that a higher priority than mine. Look, I'm talking about every time I've reached out to the Volunteer Lawyer Network, they have denied me every single time. No matter what year it was, no matter what month it is, I've been denied, and denied even further. All right, so y'all let me know how that goes. Y'all see the Google review summary. They have, more negative than positive by far. So y'all let me know how y'all feel about that in the comment section below. Volunteer Lawyer Network has reviews. As far as reviews go, they received a very low score on the reviews. I think it's 2.6. That is failing. That's not. I think a business that like should get like some sort of financial incentives from the government and stuff like that, especially government funding programs. I think if y'all get a damn review underneath 3 stars, y'all should be terminated. At that point, if y'all can't get reviews from your clients or potential clients that stay up above at least a 3 stars. If y'all below in the damn 2 stars and 1 star, y'all are failing companies. Y'all are horrible. Y'all provide horrible service, and the reviews are evidence of that. I think the funding should be pulled away from Volunteer Lawyer Network. I think the funding should be pulled from Smurls and given to, maybe an up and coming law service provider that actually, cares about providing quality service to, people who are in need. Someone that can, meet the demands of, the current high prioritized issues that are going on in the world. Maybe they could find, some people who just specifically work on like housing crisis. The housing crisis is mesmerizingly bad. It's horrible in the state of Minnesota. The amount of illegal evictions, the amount of just evictions. Period. Like the homeless problem is dramatic and it's dangerous and it's all kind of big words I could throw at y'all right now, but that's about it. That's what I got, and that's my reaction to the Volunteer Lawyer Network. Horrible service. I'm out.